Well, I didn't think it'd be easy. I believe that Wake Forest is very, very improved. Thought they gave us a tough way to go last year. I think they're even better this year. John Collins, one of the best, most improved players in the country. I know he didn't have maybe the best shooting night, but he certainly rebounded the ball. He's a presence that you have to account for. But told Danny I think he's doing an incredible job. You know, for us, I thought we played a lot better defensively in the second half than we did the first. We were much more cognizant of where we needed to be away from the ball when ball screens were happening. Our coverage was pretty good. And, you know, Wake Forest is a big team. They got some big kids, and they out-scrapped us. That hasn't happened a whole lot this year on the glass. Disappointing. Our bench has to play much better than it played tonight. Played very poor. And that's about as nice as I can put it. So, very fortunate we won. I told our team I was really happy that, you know, we were in the situation where we had to inbound the ball, get fouled, you know, not dribble when it wasn't necessary, be able to handle a trap, be composed. We had to inbound the ball several times at the end of the game. That's what good teams do, and I thought, you know, our perimeter guys did a really good job of being strong with the ball, going to the free throw line, going to, you know, make a few more than we made, but we ended the game the right way in terms of inbounding the ball and drawing the foul the way we wanted to.
Chris, they made 5 3-pointers in the first half. It went 0 for 12 in the second half. What adjustments did you make?
Well, again, I think our players had a little bit more urgency. We were playing with a hand down when we'd close out. So you might be in the middle of the lane and help side, and you're helping on maybe a lob to the post that could happen. You're helping on their 5 rolling to the rim. You know, you're in charge of helping until the big returns, and then the ball would get sprayed to our man, and we'd close out with our hands down. And we talked about urgency at halftime. You're doing the job, but you have to have more urgency when you close out. You know, we have some guys on Wake Forest team that we identified as lethal shooters, and we did a much better job in the second half than we did in the first.
Chris, do you say anything to Edmond about the turnovers at this point, or is it more of a thing like he knows what he needs to do and you don't have to say much? Or?
I mean, he's got to handle the ball better. You know, he's dealing with something on his hand. You know, he's got pinkies taped together. It was a ring finger, and I'm sure that doesn't help. But at the end of the day, he's out there a lot, and he's got to be able to handle the ball better. So we're working on not only with Edmond, but all of our players. I thought in the first half, and we had 10 turnovers. A few of those were in transition, where, you know, it's 2-on-1s for us. I mean, it should be an easy basket, and it goes the other way for a basket and a foul. So, you know, everybody was sort of adding to the calamity that was the first half. We were better in the second half, but turnovers haven't been a huge issue for this team. They were tonight. We just got to correct them.
Chris, how much did you think Rasheed played into the night John Collins had?
I think he did a great job. I thought he made John Collins' catches a little bit further from the basket. You're not going to move Rasheed. You know, he might not be as tall as Collins, but you're not going to move him. He's like a fire hydrant, strong. He's got old man strength because he is old. But I thought he did a really good job. I thought our other players, our perimeter players, were making him guess a little bit, crowding him, knocked the ball out of his hands a couple times. I thought he took a couple quick shots, maybe not at his pace, maybe his pace that he wanted when he shot the ball. And then he missed a couple that I'm sure that no matter who was guarding him, he would normally make. But it could have been a cumulative effect. I thought Rasheed, you know, really understood the challenge. We had a lot of respect for him coming in.
You gave us some insight last week into kind of Rasheed's road to get into this, crack into the starting lineup. You know, what was going on with him the first 8 games versus the last 3. What do you think has clicked for him?
Well, you know, basketball is a lot about confidence. And, you know, he took his opportunity and he made the most of it. You know, he went Pac-12 team, ACC team. And although he didn't rebound at the level that we're used to, you know, he was every bit as good as the guy that he was matched up with. And, you know, I think his teammates have gained confidence. It's really good to see. You know, Rasheed hasn't always been the best finisher around the basket. And he did it again tonight against length. We're not going to play too many guys that are longer than Darrell Moore and John Collins, and he banged him and got right where he wanted to and scored the ball. So makes me feel good. This is who we thought Rasheed would be, and doesn't mean that he's arrived. Every day he's got to prove it, but he's done a really good job since we've inserted him in the starting lineup.
How can Sean get some of that confidence?
I don't know. He's got to put in the time. He's got to put in the time. He's got to catch the ball. He's got to finish around the basket. He's got to block out. All the things he understands and knows and has done before. But it goes for all the guys off the bench. I'm not just going to play you because you're in a Xavier uniform. If you go out there and you can't catch the ball, get shot blocked, can't block out, don't know where you're supposed to be in ball screen coverage, I'm going to pull you out and put somebody in. And that our whole team, off the bench tonight, every time we get a 7-8 point lead, we put those guys in and we go back to even. And it stinks because, we're counting on those guys.
Does Kaiser look right physically to you?
Kaiser's issue is between the ears. He's got to know that, he didn't have his leg amputated. It's a scope. He's got to hold his ground. He's got to block out. He's got to play harder, play with more energy, get some offensive rebounds. Thought he made a couple good passes in transition. But, we expect more from Kaiser Gates.
2 of his shots were from the perimeter. Do you want him to be shooting more inside or having a mix of both?
Shane, I don't care where he shoots. I don't care if he shoots from the perimeter. I don't care if he shoots under the basket. He's going to shoots where the shots, come to him at. If he's open from 3, he's got the green light. I think he's as good of a shooter as there is on our team, so he's got the green light.